Mic check, mic check. Can anyone hear the sound of my voice? Y'all be patient with me, man. This is a new setup, a new format. I'm just testing it out. Also got to remember that this is a there's a major delay in the audio and when you guys respond. So okay, thank you, Horus FX. I see that you say you can hear me, man. Appreciate it. What about the music? Can you guys hear the music? You said my mic is a little low? Okay. Interesting. Let me see how I fix that. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, Victoria Cooks, if you're still here, yeah, I generally wait a couple of days for my setups to hit. If the setups don't, if price doesn't move into the areas where I'm looking to take a position in, then I just wait, just because in my experience of trading over the years, I don't force the trade. I just wait for it to meet my entry criteria in the area that I needed to hit, and then I take the trade and I live with the results. Try not to get too excited or too down when it comes to winning and losing trades, man. You gotta think in the term of probabilities, right? You wanna think about a series of trades, right? I look at my trades over the long haul, not necessarily the week or the month. You know, I look at it over a quarter, you know, because you're gonna have ups and downs when it comes to trading, inevitably, just because of the nature of the market. Okay, Horus FX, let me try something out. I'm getting used to this what's it called, OBS Studio, which is what I'm using to live stream. So again, thank you guys for being my my beta testers. You said never mind, that was you. Okay, so the audio, is it low? The mic? Man, I haven't seen you. I mean, I hadn't been on my channel in like almost a year now. I was just looking at my last video, was posted 380 days ago. Man. But hey, I'm not this YouTube guru trying to get 500,000 subscribers and stuff like that, man. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, drop any questions y'all may have, man. I'm over here dabbling around in the background as far as this stream setup, just trying to get everything worked out so that way I can possibly start doing these on a regular basis. But yeah, like I say, do y'all still, does it, I don't know if anybody answered about the music. Can you guys hear the music or not? Because I have my YouTube channel up on my phone and I'm not hearing the music on my end. Okay, Victoria, thank you much. That's weird. Let me see if I can figure out why the music is so low. Here we go. Settings. Oh, that's why. Desktop audio is at like 9%. Let me change that to like 20. Hope I don't blow your ears out. How about that? Is that a little better? I know it's a little bit of a delay. Okay, Victoria, sorry. I already adjusted the levels on the desktop audio. Let me know if it's too loud. And again, I appreciate you guys for doing this. What about the stream quality too, y'all? Can y'all give me some feedback on that? So if you're wondering what's going on, I'm just watching the chart. This is Euro USD. This is probably my primary pair that I trade. Matter of fact, let me minimize. Actually, let me do it like this so that. Oh, it's cool. I can still see my chat, even though I minimize my OBS. 1 second, let me see. So if I go over here, if you guys should be able to see this little area on the left right here, I took a buy on Euro USD over here. Awesome setup. Now I didn't hold this all the way through. I actually closed it out on Friday, somewhere around this level here. But even if, let me cut off this magnet tool. Even if you look at the level where I got it on around Friday, was right around here. That's still a 1 to 7 risk reward trade, which is fantastic, right? Everyone loves the idea of taking a trade and getting a 1 to 400 risk reward and tripling their account in one trade. But I'm not that guy, man. I'm the slow and steady consistency type trader, right? And so that's why I wait for setups. As you can see on the screen, I had a couple of setups that I took before I got in for that buy as well. Over here to the left, you can see right here, I had a trade that I took for a sale. I didn't like how price was moving, so luckily I got out because price shot up. But then look what happened after that. Bam, price just dropped. I missed all that. Did I stress? No. Why? Because I caught this one back here. So I'm already up, so I'm not stressing. All right, I caught these buys right here before I took that sale. So again, I look at overall, right? Back on this side, this is the area that set me up to take these situations over here. But long story short, I closed out over here with like a 1 to 1 risk reward before it shot up. So thankfully, again, when I take my setups, I generally expect the price to react pretty immediately, aggressively. And sometimes if it just hangs around or lingers, I may just go ahead and get out of it and just wait for the next setup. Because guess what? The next time the setup presents itself, if it plays out the way that I expect, aka it makes a hard move, then I'll ride that move and make up for any quote-unquote potential winnings that I let go of the last time I got out because it wasn't moving quick enough for me or whatever, right? So Horace FX says the stream is a little blurry. Again, is you? I'm about to block you, Horace FX. Just kidding. But what else we got on here? Victoria Cook says, what time frame do you trade on? Oh, the screen is small? Really? I can do this. As far as the screen being small, I can take this and just zoom in on that bad boy. Let me see how I get this to work. Trading view app. There we go. Maybe it won't let me do it because we live streaming. Oops. Hope I didn't break it. Transform. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let me modify it as far as zooming in because I'm live streaming. Let's see. How do I scale? Nope, can't do that. Transform. Yeah, no, it's not giving me a lot of options when it comes to transforming. How about this? Give me a second. Let me do this. Let's see if it allows me to modify it now that I have it on a different screen. Man, this channel delay is terrible, bro. Whew. So you guys should be seeing the be right back screen. So, again, appreciate you guys. But to answer your question, Victoria, I do top-down analysis. So I guess technically I trade on the 1 minute, but I trade zones from the day chart or from the 4 hour or even sometimes the hour. But I just like the higher time frames just because a lot of times those areas are, how do I say it? To me, they just seem to be more reliable in my opinion. Not saying that the hour couldn't be, or even the 15 if you're a smaller time frame trader. I'm just saying the zones that I look to enter in are from daily zones or 4 hour zones, which is, you know, according to the industry, that's where a lot of the bigger money, that's where their levels come from and where they trade from. They're not on the 1 minute, 15 or 5 second scalping, you know, they're on the higher time frames. But if they're doing their setups based off of the higher time frame, I want to get in and catch the ride, right? I want to ride with them, you know. So technically I trade off the 1 minute or 5 minute depending on the situation. So let me go back to the screen. Oh, man, it still didn't change. Well, that's something that I'll address on the next stream there, Victoria. My apologies. What I could do, I guess I can zoom in like this. But the gist of what I do is I just go to a day chart and I look for levels. And as you can see, I got some of the stuff on my screen. And just to be completely transparent, because I don't have nothing to hide, I trade a strategy that MintFX calls the 3-box strategy. So if you want to know more about that, just Google or search on YouTube for MintFX 3-box strategy. And over the few years that I've been trading, man, I've traded several different styles. I used to love Fibonacci, which is very technical and nuanced. So I can trade some of those more technical and very highly technical strategies, but this one right here is just so simple to me, and so that's all I trade now. So but yeah, I love it. But long story short, I go to the higher time frame, I find a impulse in the market, aka a piece of market structure that breaks a prior high or prior low depending on the situation. Then I wait for price to return to the area that the price sprang up from, or that it showed that momentum. And so as you can see on the screen for Euro USD, we have this particular area that this price movement created this new high right here that broke this prior high. And you can see that that area left what they call imbalance or whatever in the market, right? There's literally just straight bullish movement come out that area, right? So the expectation is when price gets back there, if that is in fact an area where institutions were putting in a lot of money, or the market is looking to push price higher from, this could be considered a protected low. And so if price comes down to that area, you would expect that low to be protected if that all plays out the way that we think it will. And so when price comes down here, you want to look for entry reasons down here. And again, I look for my entry reasons on a lower time frame. And so if we go back and we look at, now going back to your question earlier, like how long do I wait for a setup? Now I didn't see this setup when price was way back here. When I saw this setup, price was over here somewhere. So for this particular setup, I waited weeks for that, for price to come all the way down here. Now could I have traded from up here? Yes, but it just depends on the situation. A lot of times I don't like to trade against the momentum if I can help it. If I do, I take very cautious entries. When I say cautious entries, I mean I use my lower scale of my risk per trade, you know. So if I normally risk a 1% per trade, I may risk 1/4%, you know. So because again, in my mind, I'm going against the grain. If I get 2% out of it, I'm happy. If I get 0.5% out of it, I'm happy. But ultimately, my bread and butter is going to be when it hits my quote-unquote primary zones, and I trade from there and get 1 to 4, 1 to 7, 1 to 10, depending on the situation. Risk to reward from there, and that's where I'm making my money. The other stuff, trading against the trend, is just icing on the cake. So, but yeah. So when price came down here, if we zoom in, like if we go on the 15 minute and go to that area, we can see how price reacted when it got down there. So I wait for it to come down here, and then I go down to like a 1 minute. I go to my replay tool. When price got down here, 1 minute. Okay, cool. Now I just wait for price to start showing me signs that it wants to potentially go longer. Again, I'm not trying to act like I created this. This is Mint FX's 3-box strategy. So, want more information about it, go check it out. Whatever works. So, if I play this forward, price is just, bam, it does that. And that's kind of like where I started looking to get in, just because a lot of times, again, Mint FX got a lot more information about it, but he uses Wyckoff on this lower time frame within that day time frame zone to look for entry reasons. I like to simplify things, and so yeah, Wyckoff, that whole form of steps that it goes through to confirm your entry is like 6 or 7 different things you have to identify before you get in on the trade. Me, I'm not that guy. To me, when I see it create a false low like this, when I'm looking for a buy and I see price take out, breaking a prior high on the 1 minute, making people think that it's about to go bullish, and then it slams down like this to take all their stop losses, that's when I start licking my chops and I'm ready for an entry reason there. Now, I kind of got in a little early right here because, as you can see, I got in down here, but generally speaking, this last candle right here that went down, I wait for that candle to get taken out, that high to be taken out by a bullish candle, to let me know that potentially this little fake out or FU wick, which is what it's going to be on a higher time frame, just took out all these people stop loss that thought they were going to buy right here. You know, they were in profit, and then all of a sudden snatch their soul away. And if you've been trading for any amount of time, you went through this before. The whole feeling of, oh, I'm in for a buy, I'm up 10 pips, and all of a sudden you look up in the market and took all that away and then some. So, but anyway, got in down here, and as you can see, as we already saw, yeah, it came back down, almost hit my area again. Now, ideally speaking, if I was being a patient trader, y'all don't see me doing air quotes, but being a patient trader and waiting, I would have waited for this impulse right here and then this return back to the same level to get in right there. But I got in over here because, again, yeah, that's just how I do it. So, right. And then after that, like I said, the rest is history. You know, let the price run, and I live with my results, man. If it hits it and gets me in TP, cool. If it hits my stop loss, guess what? I'm not dying, because eventually one of the trades are going to work out. So that's why I always make sure I take care of my risk. And so as you can see right here, got in at around 8:30ish, and it's almost 10 o'clock, almost lunchtime, and I'm really not in no profit. But again, I'm not caring, because one, what level am I trading? I'm trading a day level, a level on the day chart. So guess what? If price is gonna take this particular area, let's start all over, all right? If price is gonna take this area, use it as a springboard to come all the way back up to this level, guess what it's gonna take? It's gonna take days for that to happen. So I'm patiently waiting. But if you look at it on the day chart, we already got a wick. Let me get rid of this drawing. Yeah, as you can see right there, we already got a wick happening on the day chart. All right, so go back down to the minute. And again, we just wait, and we're patient. We're not stressing. We waiting. We paying the swap fees and all, because we ain't tripping. Because again, if you saw that trade set up, it was like a 1 to 12 or 15 risk reward. And again, I'm in a whole nother day now, y'all. I ain't making no money. Well, make a little bit because I'm up a little bit of profit. But again, I'm not dancing in the street telling everybody, oh, I just made 4,000 pips. Because I don't care. It's a day chart level. I'm sitting and I'm moving on with my life. So keep on going. And as you guys already know, like I said, we already know that it took off and went higher from off that day level. But even at this little point right here where price is right now, because of the entry, see that go another confirmation. You see it went bullish. But this is on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. We got in way back here at 8:30. So we still, end of the day, pretty much the market about to close. We're in a little bit of profit, but again, we're not stressing, because again, this is a day level. This day level is gonna work out. We got many more pips to go, so we just patiently waiting and we holding it. And so I'm not gonna sit here and bore you guys with this. I'm gonna go over to the 15-minute chart and play it a little bit quicker, but we already know what happened, right? Because we saw that ahead of time. But now we got some movement going, right? And so Some people right here may freak out because we got this little pullback happening on this 15-minute chart. But again, not me, because again, my mindset is set on this is a day level. We need to get at least a day level hit. So like for instance, if I was in that trade live, I'm looking for it to at least come up to here. Right up in here in this area where this large bearish candle, where it began. So I'm expecting price to at least come up here and close off and touch this wick weight up here. So even if it comes up there, I'm in down here, I'm looking for a minimum of 150 pips right there from a 1 minute entry. Right? And so going to the hour now, because again, yeah, this is just boring sitting up here looking at this play out on the 1 minute, but you see what I'm saying. So, and again, we are already over here on a Friday now. We got in on Wednesday, we on Friday, and that's when I closed out because again, I was up pretty good in profit. Looking at where it's at right now. Let me see what that was as far as my risk and reward at that time. I want to say it was like 6 or 7. Yeah. See, I was up around 6 or 7 times my risk. And actually, this is the trade, I believe, that allowed me to pass my funding challenge phase 2, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So I didn't want to hold over the weekend because if you don't know it, you hold over the weekend, the market's closed. You don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. 4 more banks may fail. And all of a sudden, when the market opens up on Sunday, whatever, right? When market opens back up, maybe the market jumps from here. And all of a sudden, when it opens up, it didn't gap way down here somewhere. And just so you know, even if your stop loss is right here, that's all that money right there when the market opens up. They taking that. That's what they call slippage or whatever you want to call it, right? The market can gap. Yeah, you had a predicted stop right here. But guess what? Market got way down here, so you lost more than what you expected to lose. So I'm not trying to play with that, especially not when trading a funded account. So at Friday, I was up 6 times my risk. I'm outie. Give me my money. Worst come to worst, I can wait for another setup on a lower time frame to get into ride this move because guess what? I'm on a day level. It still hadn't gotten to where it needs to be, and so therefore, I can still just hold, wait till next week and wait for another setup to get in and continue to ride that ride, right? So that's my whole thought process on that. And so, as we can see, I didn't do this, but for instance, just to kind of, walk you through how I'm saying I could have got back in the next week. This is the next week right here because this dotted line, hopefully y'all can see it. Let me make it a little bit bigger. This dotted line right here is the new market changeover. So I got out somewhere over here on Friday. This is the new market open up on Sunday. It shot up like this, then it came back down. So right up in here is where I would have been looking to get in just because of this particular area right here. And again, I love the way Mint FX a 3-box system works, but this is one of his strategies. I'm not gonna go into it, but long story short, this down move before this up move right here that broke this prior high right here means that this area right here is all premium entry levels if it's gonna continue higher. So I would have been looking for an entry for a buy right up in there to get back in, so but I didn't because again, I'm already past my challenge phase 2, getting my live funding credentials. I'm chilling now, waiting for another setup, right? Let's see. And so needs to say it got up to the top. Let me pause that. And that's where I was saying, okay, well now the market is way up here. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast, y'all. I've been told in the past I talk really fast, but hey. So long story short, on the higher time frame, this 4-hour level where we at now, actually we in current price now. We almost at current price. So the same thing that I was doing on the day chart, I'm doing on this lower time frame. These areas that I have marked up that I'm waiting for price to get to could be areas where price starts to break down and have considerable pullbacks. Does that mean it's going to come all the way back down to here? No. But even if it pulls back to here and then continues upwards, guess what I can do between here and here? I can collect me a 1-6 or 1-7 risk to reward trade. Right? So that's kind of how I'm thinking about it, and I'm playing out the market, and that's why I have these levels marked up. I'm just waiting for market to get within those boxes, and I'm looking for it to make its move. Again, the same thing I showed you on the 1 hour. I'm waiting for it to make that FU move. I'm waiting for it to come up here, create this false level resistance or whatever you want to call it, right? And then it's gonna come down, make you think, oh, this is the move, it's about to sell. But then it says no, it didn't give you the FU wick, and that's what I'm getting in right there. My stop loss just above that FU wick, and I'm looking to ride it down to wherever it may go. So hopefully that made sense, Miss Victoria Cooks. Sorry, y'all, I couldn't see the comments while I was walking through that and talking through it, so I'm reading the comments now. I think I'm gonna have to add me a second monitor because right now I'm on a single monitor, and so I have to minimize my streaming app in order to mark up and move around on TradingView. And so yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely invest in a second monitor to be able to move my streaming thing to the side so I can see y'all comments and everything, and I can move my charts around and mark them up at the same time. But again, I'm testing out this format, y'all, so please be patient with me. I don't even know how to tell how many people are watching right now, to be honest. Give me a second, y'all. My bad. My wife just texted me. Horace FX says it happened last week with the first bank that failed. Huge gap on H4. Exactly. And again, if you're a swing trader and you're okay with taking that risk or whatever, but again, I was trading a funded account, and if anybody don't know what funded accounts, how they work, if I'm in the one that I'm in is my FX funds, if you up, let's say $3,000 on the account, and the market opens up and it gaps and it drops down, and I'm now only $1,000 in profit, in their minds, I just took $3,000 worth of drawdown, and that could possibly, depending on my account size, cause me to have failed one of their rules, and it caused me to lose my account. So I'm not taking that risk. So guess what? I take my profits on Friday, put money in the bank, and look for an entry the next week, right? So how can you tell that that's an FU wick? Horace FX is asking, how can you tell? Well, the way that I tell, again, I'm by no means no expert, so hey, I'm just telling you guys what works for me. The way I can tell is, again, if it's at an area where quote unquote retail traders or normal people are thinking that it's going to be considered a resistance area, like in this example, that would be considered resistant, right? Because you got a double top, right? That's what they teach you. But then it breaks this prior low right here, making you think, okay, now it's about to move lower. And then it does this and it breaks and it just violates all that. That's how I identify FU wick. Is that right or wrong? Is that the correct way of explaining it? I don't know. I don't even know. I heard FU wick. Somebody was talking about a strategy that they have, and they call something FU wick. I just like the name because of what it means, right? I'm not gonna say it because I don't want issues with YouTube, but that's how I can tell it's FU wick, because it FU to the people who thought this was gonna be a sell zone or a resistance level where price is gonna fall from, and then it does this, but then it makes the true move, quote unquote, right? You know what that is, right? It breaks this prior low right here, and then it comes back and it gives me my entry, and this is where I get in at. But by that time, the people who got in over here, they're confused. They don't know if it's gonna go up, down, sideways, or what. But I understand the playbook, you know. I'm like Tom Brady, right? I got all the signals and stuff. I know what's going on. I know what play is coming, and I'm taking my shot. Now, I say I know what play I'm coming. Hopefully that don't sound like I'm a know-it-all. But what I'm saying is I understand the probabilities of most likely what's going to happen. Most likely the market is faking somebody out and trying to screw somebody. I'm going to take my shots on that. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'm not concerned, because, again, I am very strict in my risk management. In my 10-year trading, I've learned that you don't win it all in one trade. You don't lose it all in one trade. It's all about remaining consistently profitable and consistency in your strategy and your rules and following them. If you're jumping all around and you're doing 50 different things and you're changing your mind every other week about what your strategy is, you're never gonna be consistently profitable. It's all about focus. Somebody said the other day, what was the quote? It's something to the effect of, if you chase two birds, you will have none, or something like that. I think it's a biblical quote. But somebody in the chat or somebody watching the video will know what I mean. But yeah, so in other words, you're chasing 2, 3, 4 strategies, you're going to have none. So I don't chase 2, 3, 4 strategies. I have one that I learn, I have one that I test, that I trade, that I've mastered, quote unquote, right? And then I run the play. He says, I like that FU week. Yeah, I do too, sir. Mr. Horace FX. But yeah. Cool babies, man. Oh, I got 4 people watching. Woohoo! Thank you to the 4 people who are listening. If you weren't here earlier, I'm testing out a new format. I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, but I'm streaming live charts, taking question and answers, just trying to help out some new people. I had some people comment on some of my past videos I've done and saying thank you. They're new traders, so I see a lot of people are starting to jump into the market that are new. I'm just looking to bless somebody, help somebody with some of the experience and knowledge that I have received over the last 3.5, 4 years of trading. So ask any question. Another quote I heard recently that I liked. What does it say? It said, how would it go? Someone with an opinion is not at the mercy of a person with experience. A lot of people have a lot of they have a lot of opinions, but no experience. So you gotta take everything with a grain of salt from everybody. But anybody that knows me knows I got a little bit of experience. I said a little bit because it's been 4 years now. Yeah, so that's a little bit of experience. But in the grand scheme, it really isn't a lot when you think about it, right? Because you go to college for 4 years. If you work at a job for 4 years, do they consider you experienced? I would hope so. So, yeah, that works. I'm trying to understand why I'm listening to, like I said, I have the YouTube pull up on my phone. I don't hear the music. I wonder if it's because I got the one playing on my computer. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to test something out. I'm going to mute my computer audio and see if I can still hear my phone. All right, beautiful people. I can't hear the music. It was just that my computer audio, I guess, was drowning it out. Because I have my desktop speakers on. I like to listen to a little music and tunes in the background, preferably something without lyrics or words. That's just me personally, just because it helps me focus when I'm trading. But of course, I'm not trading right now. But I also don't want to get copyright striked by YouTube, even though technically I'm no longer what's the word, under the YouTube partnership program where you get paid ad royalties. So just because I haven't posted any videos or content in over a year, so after so much time, if you don't consistently post it, they drop you. But I don't care. It is what it is. Now, I'm by no means saying I don't like having some extra income coming in from YouTube, but I'm just saying it is what it is. I'm not gonna just post any random thing just because. Yeah, you get my point. Fed news is coming out. If Feds raise interest rates, expect the dollar to go up, but if not, expect drops. So if the dollar goes up, that means that this pair is gonna drop, Euro USD, and if it goes down, this is gonna continue up. Okay. Thank you for that bit of news, Horace FX. Let me see, what time is it actually dropping? Let me see. Let me go look at my calendar. Oh yeah, it's coming up in about an hour and a half. It says 1 o'clock. Well, yeah, 1 p.m. is when the Fed interest rate decision is going to be quote unquote made public. Because I know some people already know. Let's be honest. But the previous rate was 4.75. They're expecting it to be raised by 0.25% to 5%. So, but we'll see. Again, that's what the expected outcome is. We don't know what the actual outcome is going to be just yet, but he has said that he's going to raise the interest rate. The question is, how much is he going to raise it? So, I don't think he's going to go back and not raise it. So, we'll see. Equal highs on the EU 15 minute. Yeah, but it's not in my area yet, Horus FX. So I'm not going to trade it just yet. But hey, if you see something that works for you, brother, do your thing. I don't trade news, man. I ain't that bold. I'm a chicken. If I'm trading news, it's accidental. Which I have done in the past, y'all. And it's worked out for me, thankfully. But I generally try to avoid news. So if I see a lot of news, if I'm not already in a trade, I don't look to enter around the time that news is happening. But you do what works for you, whoever's out there listening. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. Just, hey, test, back test, confirm, and then run the play. If you like or hear what you see. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think not too much. Okay. That's Horus FX again. Oh, he says 12:30 New York time. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, because I use my FX book for my news, and it shows like a little timeline. I don't know, can I make it show that? Let me see if I can let it show that. How do I do that? Here we go. Give me a second, y'all. Let me see if it'll let me show y'all. No, I did it wrong. Come on now, Curtis. Give me a second. How's the audio level, y'all? I lowered the audio a little bit. Is that better? To me, it seemed kind of loud when I was listening to it on my phone with my speakers here in my office muted. It sounded like it was kind of loud to me. But let me know what you think about the levels of the music. Too high, too low. Again, thank y'all for being my beta testers. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, you should be able to see my screen now. My FX books. This is how I check my news. The audio is good. Okay. I'm assuming you mean the microphone, right? Horus FX. But let me know how the music. Oh, the music is fine. Says Lamar. Hey, welcome to the stream, Lamar. I didn't see you here earlier when I started, but thank you for coming. I appreciate that. Yeah, so like as you guys can see on the screen, we got some Canadian news coming out. And I only look at the medium and the high impact news. The lower news levels I don't even look at. But yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of interest rate news coming up for the United States. And FOMC projections or whatever. So a lot of high impact news. So you're going to see a whole lot of fireworks later on. Potentially. Keywords potentially. Because we never know. So I'm going to leave it at, I have at negative 10.8 dB for the audio level for the desktop. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just leave it there. All right, let me get rid of this. There we go. Oh, don't forget to like the video if y'all enjoying this, man. I know it's just a test, but again, my plan is to do this more frequently since I don't post any recordings anymore. And just to be honest, y'all, I was just kind of like, who wants to see and listen to this dude talk about this strategy? And then I started thinking about it, like, is some of the strategies that I've did videos on in the past, I no longer do anymore. I'm not saying that they don't work. And just like I told you guys earlier, for those who weren't here, you know, it's all about you finding something that works for you and your trading mindset, right? Because most of these strategies are not difficult at all. None of them are, as far as the actual implementation. The hard part is fighting that muscle in between your ears, right? That mindset. You can trade anything, literally, and probably make money, probably, as far as like the strategy goes. But the issue is going to be, okay, are you going to do the back testing? Are you going to actually look at the numbers of it and see, okay, if I get 200 setups to this same one 200 times in the market, this percentage is going to win, this percentage is going to lose, and based off of my risk and reward that I target for each setup, if I do that without fail, would this be considered a profitable strategy? Most of people don't do that. and look at, oh, Curtis said he's trading the 3 blocks and he's making 7% a week, so I'm gonna do it. And then you go and make negative 4%. Ah, man, Curtis lied, man. That strategy is trash. But is it really? Is it really trash? Or is it just your trading mindset and your implementation of said strategy, right? Or were you jumping in trades early because you thought, oh, well, it's close enough, right? It's close enough. You know? So I don't know, man. Yeah. I just say a lot of stuff and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, if that works for you, man, have fun. I'm good. Keep it super simple. The KISS method. Hey, if anybody's on that's new, I'm just doing live question and answer and just watching the market. We have some news coming up with the interest rate on the US dollar. Euro USD is the primary pair that I trade, and I am watching the market. Just waiting on the trade setup. Hold on, I just realized my alert is not even not even where I need it to be. Let me move it. Yeah, there we go. Now we good. Yeah, so as you guys yeah, I just wait for my setup. Now you can see at the very top I got another situation, which is the 4-hour POI. That's probably where I'm really expecting the price to reach up to, potentially, for me to do a setup. I'm by no means telling anybody on this channel that's watching this that they need to take this setup. I'm not doing that. I'm just showing you guys my mindset, my thought process, and what levels I'm looking for a potential trade. So Horus FX says NOS in EU. Oh, I'm assuming he means that's what he trades. Horus FX. He trades NOS 100. Oh yeah, for me, I just saw that. Cool, man. I'm a chicken. I don't trade any indices or gold. I stay to the regular pairs. Matter of fact, let me show you some of the pairs I watch on a weekly basis. There you go. Now ignore these ones. Everything on the USD, USD CAD, ignore those. I don't trade those. I just kind of watch them and dabble in them and play around or look at the charts. Like Bitcoin, NAS 100, as you can see, I have that on there. Horus FX, I watch it from a distance. I window shop it, but I don't trade it. But everything above it, I do trade. AJ, ECAD, EU, GJ, GU, and USD CAD. Reason why I do that, guys, I have what I would call a diverse set of pairs that I trade, because maybe USD pairs are garbage this week and consolidating and not doing anything, but JPY pairs are popping. Or maybe JPY pairs are sucky, but GBP pairs are popping. So I just got a little bit of a couple of pairs that I've traded in the past that I've had success with that don't move too drastically as far as its volatility for me. GJ is probably the one that's really a stretch for me, because I used to didn't even look at GJ. GJ I wouldn't even imagine trading, but I do now. But if it meets my entry criteria, I got my alert set, it hits my zone, and it shows me what I need to see to take a potential entry, then I do it. And again, I think of trading in a probability mindset. If I lose 5 in a row, I'm good. All right. Some people, they lose 5 in a row, they think they got to change their strategy. Oh, I must be doing something wrong. I need to recalibrate. No, I don't care. Now, if I have a losing month or two, then there's a different conversation then. But if I lose 5 trades in a row, I'm not stressing, because, again, I've already considered my risk before I took each one of those 5 losses. And if I lose all 5, I'm not down 70% of my account, because I didn't try to YOLO it on one. No matter what the the stop loss is, whether I have a 20 pip stop loss or a 2 pip stop loss, it's the same percentage of my account that I'm risking per trade, period. And if you're trading without a stop loss, I'm gonna pray for you. Or if you're praying, or if you're trading putting in a stop loss with a lot size, you don't know exactly how much it's gonna cost you if that stop loss is taken. I'm gonna pray for you. Forex FX says that I was looking at getting into trading gold, but I have to study its movement and times the gold market moves. That sounds wise, Mr. Horace. You want to know? You want to know the period you're trading, right? That goes back to that chasing two birds quote. All right. Now, am I tracing these 5 or 6 birds? No. My main pairs is going to be Euro USD and Audi JPY. If I go to Audi JPY, you can see I had some levels set up for here, but I took a trade right here on Audi JPY and made a little money on this pullback right here. So right up in here, which was a 1-2 risk reward trade. And as you can see, I got out too early because if you see, price had a nice drop from there. But did I stress about it? Because no, I was over there trading the EU when it happened. So whatever works. But my point is the process still worked. All right. And because again, I got in on that sale, I didn't like how the market was moving after that. You see how I was kind of going sideways. So I took my money. Yeah, I could have got back in, or I could have, held it and just waited for it to hit my stop loss or my TP. Whatever. I could have did that. But again, didn't like what I was seeing. So I got out. Could have got it back in over here, of course, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. Whatever works. So right now, on the current market, I'm looking at potential short opportunity right up in here for Audi JPY. Keyword being potential, because it could come up here and hit my 4-hour level that I'm really waiting on up in here somewhere. But right now, temporarily, because I got this impulse in the market right here that made this new low, breaking out that prior low right there, I'm thinking market may want to continue down lower before it goes higher. So in that case, and we already got a low broken right here too, so so it may not even get up there. So yeah, well, we'll see. Nobody knows exactly what the market's gonna do. So yeah, don't forget to drop your questions, guys. I'm really watching EU. That's really what I want to see pop off eventually. But honestly, I don't know if it's gonna happen today or not. That news is on the horizon, so I think a lot of it's just market sitting on the sideline waiting to see what's gonna happen. Even though, Fed chairman already said what he's gonna do with the interest rates. He's not gonna drop them because he says inflation is still too high, too goddamn high. I got 5 of you on the stream. It looks like. Go ahead and drop your comments or questions in the chat. Horse FX, thank you for the commenting. So I don't feel like I'm here alone. If y'all could, guys, don't forget, if you're liking the stream, just go ahead and drop a like real quick. Doesn't cost you anything, but it kind of helps me out. Lets YouTube know that you like this kind of content. Hope you don't get spammed with a bunch of BS stuff from some of these gurus out there. I guess it wasn't good to say that after I asked you to hit like on the video, huh? Here we go. You know what? Let me zoom in on this a little bit. I don't know if you guys know it, but like over here on TradingView on the bottom, it shows the news symbols right here on the screen. You can hover over them and click on them. It'll tell you what the particular news that's looking to come up, and this has it right there where the candle, as far as the timeline goes, where it would be at in relationship to that news. So like right over here on Friday, we got some more news coming out there too. So I don't know if you guys know about that on TradingView. But I think you have to right click on your chart and go into the settings and add it in right here, events. Make sure you have this clicked, economic news on charts or whatever. Hope y'all can see that pop up. I don't know if OBS is going to show that because it's a pop up. But if you go into your chart settings and go to events, it'll have an option for you to check and uncheck the economic events on the chart. So Hopefully the YouTube picks it up and shows it. That way you technically don't have to go to another browser and go look at my FX book or whatever economic calendar. You'll have it right there. But some people like to use those external sites for more of the detail and some other things. But, you know, to each his own. Well, let me share a video with y'all. Again, I get credit where credit is due. Like I say, the particular strategy that I'm trading right now that's helped me pass my funding accounts, phase 1 and phase 2, and get live funding. Is the Mint, which is MENT FX 3-box strategy, and this is the video that I watched. I'm about to post it in the comments. The video that I watched that kind of had me like, man, that is so simple, makes sense. Why am I trading Fibonacci? It's 3 steps, literally. 1, 2, 3, and it's scalable. Do it on a day chart, 15-minute, hour, 1 minute, monthly, weekly, whatever. But anyway, shout out to Mint FX. I'm nobody, sir. I only have a couple thousand followers on YouTube, but I'm not here for clap. I'm not gonna say, oh, this is the NIC PIPS setup, you know, because we all probably got a lot of our trading from somebody else. We just nickname it something else or whatever. So whatever works. Not throwing shots at anybody out there doing their thing. Do what you do. For those who don't know, I used to be in IML, iMarkets Live, and so I've seen a whole lot of marketing and overhyping of certain things, and so just sometimes when I see stuff, I just shake my head and say, as we say in the South, Lord bless his heart. Bless his heart. But no shade thrown at iMarkets Live, man. That is where I got my intro into trading, or this markets of Forex, and understanding how it works or whatever, right? So, but the MLM part of it, Jesus Christ. Whew. But if that's what you do, man, and it helps people out, hey, knock yourself out. I just don't want to be beholden to having people subscribe and do things that they may not be passionate about in order to make my money. Now I do like it just me and the charts. Me and the charts and my broker. Take my sale, make my money, make my withdrawal, and keep on my life. Y'all don't be shy, man. Drop your comments and questions in the charts, man. If you have any feedback, any comments, drop it in the chat for me, man. I probably won't have a lot of people on this stream just because, like I said at the beginning of this stream, man, we've been on for 57 minutes already. Jesus Christ. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I haven't posted a video for almost, well, over a year now, because it's 380 days, so it's been almost a year. Been over a year since I posted any videos on my channel, so most of my subscribers probably like, who is this guy? Hopefully they hadn't forgotten me. Yeah, but drop a like though, guys, if you're enjoying this, man. Don't forget about that part. Help your boy out. I was in Epic with you, Jeff and Al. Okay, Lamar. Oh yeah, I remember Epic. That was a quick pick stop right there. Unfortunately, I actually liked Epic at the beginning. To be honest, I thought they was gonna do some great things, man. Unfortunately, that. Well, I don't know if it's still going on or not, but Hope everything going good with you, Mr. Lamar. Again, drop any comments or questions y'all may have about whatever. I recently got funded through a prop firm, so if you got any questions about that whole process, drop them in here as well. I think they are a great way to leverage your money. All right, pay a couple $100 to get access to a couple $100,000, and if you know how to trade it in a way that's structured, more than likely you're not gonna violate the rules, and it's a good way to take your $200, $300 investment and turn it into a couple $1,000s a month. So, yeah. So, while that's available for the taking, I'm gonna go ahead and utilize it. Why not? Right? I can give you $200 to get access to $50,000 and trade that, making a couple percent a week. So let me get my calculator here. $50,000 times, let's just say 6%. All right, at $3,000 before you take your profit split, right? Which is 75 to 80% depending on your prop firm. And if you know what you're doing, even if I'm half wrong, it's still $1,500. You paid $200 to get access to that account, and you spent maybe a month and a half, depending on how you trade, passing the steps or the challenges to prove yourself worthy of said capital. So Horace said drop the link for the prop firm. The MyFX book. I mean, MyFX book. Oh, not the MyFX books. What am I talking about? My Forex funds. Yeah, drop it. I don't think it's an affiliate link. I don't really care, to be honest, but hey, let's see. Here we go. I did the evaluation account. They have other things like that. All I'm gonna tell you this: if you do go down that rabbit hole, make sure you study and understand their rules, like you understand the laws of your states. All right, because you don't want to violate those rules. You violate those rules, you will lose your $200, $300 investment. So, oh crap, it didn't copy the link. What the heck was that? What the hell? One second, y'all. Can y'all use that link? I don't know. It posted the link kind of weird. What the heck? All right, let's try this one more time. One more again. There we go. Oh, nope, it did it again. What the heck? I wonder if there's something going on with the OSB. OBS, I'm sorry. I keep saying OSB. Just Google My Forex Funds evaluation accounts. Okay. Sorry, Horace FX. For some reason, it's not allowing me to post a link. It's doing some weird stuff. But the way that it's doing the link. Yeah, that wonderful thing called Google, man. You can find anything online. Unfortunately, when I say anything. So that news should be coming up in about, 30 minutes? The Fed interest rate news. So everybody else that's on, how is the quality of the video? Again, this is my first time live streaming. I have the resolution set to 2160, which is P, which is 4K. So if it looks blurry or not defined for you, go into your YouTube and click on the little gear icon and go into the settings and the quality, and you can change it and select different resolutions. Now if it's smaller, that's because of the way I have my screen zoomed in here. So like if I zoom in on the screen, it'll get bigger, but there you go. Let's do that. I'm good. Okay. Thank you. Once again, Horace FX. No questions? No questions about prop firms or anything like that? How about suggestions for content? Anything that you guys want to see as far as videos or ideas or whatever? Drop those as well too in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay back, I think I'm gonna go ahead and let this video post, just so my subscribers can know that I'm not dead. I'm still here. And I'm still trading too. I saw an old buddy of mine a couple of days ago, and they asked me, was I still trading? I'm like, yeah, for sure. I like that days of the week indicator. What is the name? Ask Horace FX. What is it called? Let me see. Right there. It's called mytraderjournal.com. I think all I did was just went in and searched for days of the week indicator. It has a bunch of other stuff, crap that comes along with it that I don't use, as you can see. But I just have it to show the days of the week because that's all I care about. That's the only thing I use it for. It has some other stuff like EMAs and all of that. I used to trade all that stuff, but I don't mess with it anymore. You still can trade it, by the way, guys. Okay. When I say stuff about stuff like that, it just I ain't gonna say it didn't work for me. I don't know how to say it. Elevated or changed the way I look at things. And so, yeah. But yeah, it has something about show kill zones and some other stuff, Asian range and all that. I don't use that personally. So, but it's called mytraderjournal.com. As you see, I use the Asian session range too, because sometimes I utilize that for different things. But again, as you see, I have all that stuff off. Higher high and higher low strategy is another indicator I like. Kind of helps you to identify market structure if you struggle with that. But just like anything else, the indicator is not 100% accurate, right? It has settings. It's created by us humans, right? And so, but it's a good way to kind of see when new things are happening. Like this lower low right here is created because this higher low right here got violated, all right? So, but it's not perfect. I would say if you want, you want to know about market structure, learn it yourself and mark it up yourself. But at the beginning, I use a lot of indicators and stuff like that. So there you go. Yeah, hope you can find it, Horace FX. Just search for, matter of fact, let me see if I can find it in here. Again, I don't use it that much. Where is it at? Days of the week bars, maybe that's it. I don't know. Right here, the one that's highlighted with Trader CGT. But there's a couple different ones I said, but just search for days of the week. As you see, I got a bunch of indicators I've amassed over the last couple of years. As you can see, none of them are on my chart, but MACD crossings and all that, RSIs. Again, I'm not knocking any of that, man. If you trade that and you utilize it and you're making money, keep pushing. Keep it going. Oh, cool. Lamar said he uses that higher high and higher low indicator. Cool. Yeah, just find one that works for you, Horace FX, and just throw it on the chart. See if it does what you need to do, and if it does, keep it. If it don't, search for another one and try that one out. I like it because it helps me, because some of the things that I do, I like to know what the prior day's levels were. And so, like, for instance, right now on the 15-minute, I can see that yesterday's high was right here. And now we're trading above it. So we could be moving up in the market. And down here is yesterday's low. So if we break that low, then guess what we're probably going to be doing? We're probably going to be moving lower as far as the higher time frame goes when it comes to the daily and all that. Right? So that's kind of what I use the day of the week for. Then plus I like to know what day of the week I'm in too. Right? Because sometimes, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this before, but sometimes depending on what your craft is as far as work, you may forget what day of the week it is. You may be thinking that it's Monday and it's Friday. You may be thinking that it's Tuesday and it's Thursday. That happens to me quite often. So that also helps me to see at a glance, okay, we in Wednesday. So Wednesday, As you guys know, if you study markets enough, it's a lot of times that's why you get like a market reversal of the week or a consolidation, or the market may change directions. Like as you can see this week on Euro USD, what have we been doing all week? Have we been going bullish or bearish? We've been going bullish, right? So on Wednesday, this may be the day that the market decides that it's gonna sit up here and do something like this, and then come down here for Friday to take back some of this money that people are making on this ride up, and to scare you out of getting out your trades. Or, depending on how you look at the market, there may be just the market pulling back to get a better price to get in to continue on up higher. But you go back and study the market, look at it overall from week to week, that's kind of like what happens. Like right here, we had Wednesday. Look at that, man. It's like clockwork, ain't it? Look at that. Monday, we went up for Monday. Tuesday, technically went up, not that much, right? Kind of went sideways, but then Wednesday went all the way back the other direction, and then Thursday closed out, going back kind of to the middle. Not saying that that's why I use the trade, but I'm just being aware of market conditions, where you at in the market, what could potentially happen on a Wednesday. Just dropping those nuggets there, y'all. Oh snap! Horace FX says I still use fibs. Fibs was my wife for a while, man. I was married to her. I threw fibs on everything. Oh, he looks at the demand zones for those weeks. Okay. Hey. Again, I have nothing against any indicators or fibs, all that. Anybody that know me, you can see my chart. My chart is clean. I got a couple indicators on there, but most of them are off. The only one that's on is the days of the week. And I got my levels drew up as far as my areas of interest that I'm looking for price to potentially give me a strong reaction, which is what I'm looking for. Because strong reaction is volatility. Volatility is profit. Without that volatility, you ain't getting no profit, right? Like right here on the screen, right? Right here. You don't want this. That's not what I want. I want this right there. I don't want this. I want that. All right. So, but sometimes you got to go through this to get all of that right there, right? Depending on the trade setup and all that. So, go back in. Man, that news still ain't hit yet. We still got about the 20 minutes for that news hit. Yeah, but to Horace FX, man, y'all love fibs, man. It's been a while since I threw them on my charts, but I still know them. Sometimes I throw them out and say, okay, I'm at a 50% level or 61.8 in that money zone. And then if I get a move in there, I might, if it coincides with what I'm looking for as far as the setup, then I may take a shot there. But looking at how I used to trade then versus now, man, whew. I had some nice size stop losses, man. But like I said, just like with anything else when it comes to trading, man, it's all about your mindset, the process, the strategy, your rules, your vetting process for the strategy that you're trading. Not just trading it because somebody else is having success with it. They might be having success with it because they've been trading it for 5 years. And you're coming to see it and, oh man, it looks easy because they're doing it without thinking. They just see the market so great. If I just do everything he say, I'm going to see it the same way. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're going to blow an account because you're going to try to YOLO it because you want to quit your job next month. So you're going to risk 12% on this one setup. It's going to lose, or it's going to start going toward your stop loss. You don't want to take that loss, so you're going to remove your stop loss. Then you end up blowing your account. And then you're going to blame Forex. When it really wasn't Forex's fault. It was your fault. Okay, so Horace FX asked me, do you believe in the Tesla number secrets? No, because I have no idea what that is. Tesla number secrets. I created fibs that equate to only 9, if you know what I mean. No, sir. Or ma'am, sorry. No, I have no idea what that means, but hey, if it works for you, rock it out. I like 3 better than 9 though. 9 is a lot of steps. I like 3 steps. That's why I like that 3-box strategy. For those that just entered, just look for or search for MENTFX 3-box strategy in 30 minutes. That's the one that opened my eyes up to something else. To me, it's very simple, but I'm like, okay, well, man, I've seen it before. As far as like, you know, to me, it's just an order block on a higher time frame. But the way he explained the 3-box strategy, to me, it puts on blinders for me that I need, because sometimes I'll either overanalyze or overly process things. So for me, it's 1, 2, 3, shot. 1, 2, 3, shot. Easy. Let me put that in there so that way y'all know, because I sometimes my speech, you may think I'm talking about mint, like candy mint. No. 3-box strategy. I'm putting it in the chat for y'all. But just like that 3-box strategy that I found, or trading divergence, or trading breakouts, or whatever, as long as you vet it through a process of analysis, as far as like, you know, taking a large sample size of trades and seeing if over those trades it was profitable, and you do that with consistency and patience and diligence, you can be a profitable trader. Now, will you be a gazillionaire driving 15 Lambos with gold wrapped wheels? I don't know about all that, but you know, can you make enough to go on vacation every year or support a kid in college or whatever? I believe so. But, you know, again, there's risk in it, just like anything else in this world. There's risk of getting up and going out your driveway and getting on the road. So, but I think the problem a lot of people fall into is their expectations are unrealistic, and so when those unrealistic expectations are not met, you know, they quit. But if you go into it with the mindset of, I just want to learn this, you'll probably be all right. But no, that's not the case. People come into it with the mindset of, you know, I'm gonna make $40 million next year and buy up everything I ever wanted, you know. But, you know, can that happen for you? Maybe, yeah. But realistically, is it gonna happen? Probably not. Probably not. But can you spend 2 years perfecting this craft and take a small risk and put a couple $1,000s into account and make a couple of hundred that first year? Yeah. And then make a couple hundred that second year? Yeah. And then make a couple thousand that fourth year? Yeah. And make another couple thousand that fifth year? Yeah. But how does that sell? How would that sell? I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna take 8 years for you to make a couple $1,000s a year. Nah, Curtis, I want to make a couple $1,000s a day. What are you talking about? That's the problem with Forex and people's expectations. What I've learned through all my experience of teaching and doing videos and talking to folks and all that. So I got me ranting over here talking to myself. Drop some questions, y'all. Drop some questions. Thank you for the 3 individuals who hit the thumbs up button for me. I appreciate you. Again, I don't expect a lot of people to hop on right now, because again, I haven't been active on my YouTube channel in over a year, so I'm not surprised. But you know, hey, I built me a new PC at the end of last year. I love this thing. This thing is a beast. Only thing is, like I said, right now I have a single monitor, so because of my space that I have it in, it's like in this little cutout niche or whatever you want to call it, where my desk is set up at, so it's not a whole lot of space. But you know, I'm thinking about adding one more vertical monitor to the left of this one to have it for like my chat window and all that stuff when I'm live streaming, because right now I have to keep minimizing my streaming app in order to go and look at the chart and move it up for you guys or whatever. So I got a comment from Horace FX. He says, or she says, that maybe next video go over basic market structure. A lot of people have forgotten the big fundamentals. Yeah, for real. Thank you for that comment, man. Definitely consider that. I don't think people realize, like, sometimes depending on how you do your videos, it take a little while to produce what you want to consider quality videos. Like the ones I used to do, it would take me like 3 hours to do one video, as far as the recording and then the editing and cutting and splitting up and taking out all of my mistakes when it comes to me saying and misspeaking, which you're probably gonna hear every single one of them on this live stream, but that's fine with me. But when it comes to the actual video, and then I like the cuts and put in like little different audio clips and little breaks in the action to throw some comedy in there sometimes, depending on the situation. That all takes time. But this is easy. Just live streaming, marking up charts, or doing a market review, talking about what areas I'm looking for or something like that. I can do that, but just know whatever I do, I'm doing it because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking at, and I'm by no means telling you to do it. So, but yeah, but thanks for the feedback, Mr. Horace. I want to say I got a video on market structure, man, but I'll do another one potentially. So, yeah, because one of my videos about that I did at the beginning about finding your own trades went a little bit into market structure, but that was like 2 years ago. So, but I haven't did it specifically titled, market structure. I just can't believe my last video posted was a year ago. Jesus Christ. $247 videos posted. Sorry, I'm looking at my analytics on my phone. 15 more minutes of that news hit. Watch me get a crazy wick. Horace FX said he's gonna trade the news. Hopefully he paying attention to his charts. I'm probably gonna stick on to about 12:40, so just about 10-15 minutes after that news hit. Then I'm gonna hop off and go to lunch. The belly is telling me that it needs to be fed. And y'all quiet. But then again, sometimes a lot of people may not necessarily have questions. They just wanna watch and listen or hear things, because sometimes you don't know what questions to ask. I know when I was first starting out, that was one of the things that I noticed, is that at the beginning I didn't have a lot of questions because I really didn't know what to ask, because I was so new. I was just really just there to soak up any information I can. But as I gained more knowledge and experience, then I actually had questions to ask, because I understood how that worked in relationship to what goals I was trying to achieve, so I knew what questions to ask. So that might be the situation you're facing right now, which is cool. But to anybody that's new here or new to trading, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I just want to make sure you know that it's a marathon, not a sprint. If somebody's told you or sold to you that you're gonna do this and that in this short amount of time, or this and that is easy, it may be for them, but I don't know if it's gonna be for you. I don't want you to have that kind of expectation. I want you to under promise and over deliver. You know what I mean? I don't want you to over promise and under deliver. I want you to, I want you to under promise. All right. Again, you gotta put them realistic expectations, man. But nobody wants to hear that. I'm gonna have to do this for 5 years before I make any considerable amount of money. And you may be a outlier where it take you a year or several months to do that. That's great. those are going to be out there. You could be that person. But again, that's the whole thing is you go into it with the mindset it's going to take me 5 years. You're not stressing. You're not overly pressuring yourself. You're not doing things that's going to put unneeded pressure on you. But then if you do it in a year, then cool. You overachieved. But you're not depressed when you don't do it in a year, you know, or in 3 months. Oh, let me see. I don't know about this one, man. Let me see if it'll let me do this. Where is it at? There we go. Does anybody on here use Discord? Just curious. Thought about creating a Discord channel as far as like, cause I don't know, I'm tired of Telegram personally, but Discord seems kind of super technical, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It seems extra technical. Nas just broke a high, looking for a buy on Nas. That's what Horus FX says, y'all. Not financial advice, it's not a trade idea. But Horus FX says that Nas just broke a high. He's looking for a buy. Go ahead, brother. Let me see what Nas is looking like on the charts. Ooh. Alright, so I don't know what time frame you're on, but I do see yeah, got that low, that high, got broken by this structure here. So maybe he's looking for a buy in this area, or maybe even way down to this level, right? I personally would be looking for it right here. I don't know where you're looking for it at, brother or sister, but hey, yeah, where I would be looking for it, right up in here. Just because on this move you got this impulse, this pullback, this continuation. So I would like for it to come back down to here. But again, it's just my thought process and my mindset. But you trade yours, not mine. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to take that miss this trade up here, because I see it is going to come down here. Because guess what? If it does that and you waiting for it to come down here, you never take the trade, guess who you're going to blame? You're going to blame me. When truly you should be blaming yourself, because it was your setup. You like this area, you take your trade. Screw what I say. That's one thing I used to do a lot when I was younger in my trading career. I would kick to the side my analysis for somebody else's analysis, and end up taking their analysis and then losing the trade, and then being mad at myself because I didn't do what I initially decided I was going to do because of whatever reason, right? So that being said, always bet on you. That way you don't have to deal with regret. Always bet on you. How do I do this? So any comments about that, y'all? I don't know how many people on the stream because I can't see that on this desktop OBS screen. It just shows the chat window for YouTube. I don't know how many people on the live stream, but if you are, what's your thoughts on Discord and maybe having a Discord channel? Again, only thing I would do is I would probably just be chit-chatting up, maybe answering questions, maybe even sharing a chart every now and then of what I'm looking at as far as like just like what I had on the screen for EU. Hey, these are the areas I'm looking for a reaction in price, maybe, you know. But other than that, I'm a boring trader, y'all. I just did 100. I don't have to have a trade every day. If I get 3 or 4 good trades a month, I'm good. I don't need to have a trade every day, nor do I want to. But I showed y'all a couple of trades earlier for the people who were on early, since we are an hour into the stream now. A EU trade where I got a 1-to-7 risk reward, another one where it went like 12 times my risk, You get a couple of those a month with the right size account with the right risk to reward ratio as far as how much you're risking on each trade. I'm not saying risk 5% on every trade, but let's just say you risk 1% on that trade. You just made 12% on the account. Like, come on, y'all. You know? And what I'm talking about, it depends on your account size. You know, no matter what it is, if you just trade a $100 account right now, that's still money that you're making in the market where a lot of people are not making money, or they're not successful, I should say, right? Whatever that means, whatever you define as successful, right? Going back to my whole conversation about expectations. So, but yeah, you do that consistently, man, and $100 becomes $1,000 becomes hundreds of thousands, 100,000 becomes whatever you have, however long you can maintain that particular results, I guess you would say, right? Because as we know, the market's gonna change every day, every hour, right? What worked yesterday may not work today. Question. Oh, you know what? That's weird. So why isn't the news on USD NAS? I guess because it's not directly a dollar related pair, maybe. Because on EU it has that news badge on the bottom down here. See? Maybe somebody can answer that question, Mr. Horace FX. Maybe you can answer that. Man, this is almost looking like, see y'all, man, look at that, boy. So anybody that know me, owe me, right? My man Lamar probably know what I'm talking about when I say this. I can see one of my old setups right now potentially forming. Again, I don't trade it anymore, but I still see it. Right? Right here. Yeah. What do we think the market probably gonna do? What does that look like, y'all? I don't know if he's still here or not, Lamar. But long story short, y'all, that's a potential harmonic pattern, quote unquote. All right. So I go back to my little nerdy days when I was doing that. I would go from this low to that high. Price gave me at least a 50% retracement. I mean, at least a 38.2% retracement. So that's a check mark for the levels. And so if I was drawing it up like I used to do back in the day with my overly technical trading style, so bam, bam, so bam, I'm looking for price to come downtown, right up in here. That's a harmonic pattern right there, y'all. So if I was doing this trade setup back in my heyday, as they say, I'm putting my entry right here, my stop loss. Put my right fib on there. Where is that? Harmonic. Right there. That's my stop loss. Swap bam. Right there. Ooh, look at that beast. That's a big old stop loss. I don't do that no more, but hey. And my TP would be, let me get rid of this. TP would be at the TP1, so bam, right here, 382, TP2, would be right there, my 618, TP3, way up here. There you go. Bam. That's the old me, right there. Does old me still work? It could, yeah, for sure. Same setup, different set of lenses, right? Just look through it through a different set of goggles. That's my harmonic setup back in the day. The new setup, which I talked about earlier, right? For those who were here earlier, this is the new setup. I'm looking at the same structure because this impulse right here broke these highs over here and over there, right? That's a strong impulse up. Now I'm waiting for price to come down to this area, a supply and demand zone, based off of this impulse that created the momentum that broke these highs. So I'm just going right there, marking up this particular area right up, right there. Wait for price to come down to that area on a lower time frame, like the 1 minute, and I'm waiting for price to come down here. Let me cut off this. Come down here eventually, hit this area on the 1 minute, and give me my FU moves like that. And then when it comes up, I'm looking for entry when it comes back right there for a continuation that way. Anybody looking at this may see a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder, whatever works, right? But yeah, again, different set of lenses, same objective. That's crazy, man. Before, I wasn't looking at this. I'm looking, oh, there go my harmonic pattern. That looks like a crab pattern. That looks like a bat pattern. That looks like a whatever, right? Which is cool. It worked. But now I just look at it simplified. Oh, that's the impulse. Price is probably going to come back to this area where the impulse started at some point in time. If it does, cool. If it don't, I'll wait for the next time where it does the same move and then does return and then prints out some money like it did back here. Let's go back like it did back here. See? Right there. See? This move right here. Everybody probably thought, oh, it's going to be nothing but sales. Look at it. It came all the way back and erased every single dime of the move that began right here. Every single dime. People up here, that was euphoric. Oh, they thought it was going to drop forever probably. But as I've come to learn, nothing lasts forever. So along this drop down is me. I'm taking partials right here. Maybe taking out 25% of my trade here. It come down to another level. I'm take off another 25%. So half of it is gone. And come down here, I may take off another 25%. That's 75% of the position gone. So now I didn't put all that in the bank. If it does continue to run, then cool. I'll continue to collect profits. If it turns around and reverses, I don't care because it's not going to take back all that money because I already cashed out at different levels to where I could get price move in a different direction on me because of different levels that have happened in the past, right? That's kind of how my whole mindset works as far as trading and managing trades. And I don't get mad if I get out here and like if price comes down here and it starts to consolidate and I take off 100%, then it drops again. I'm not upset because guess what? I still did this where a lot of people didn't. They took stop losses hit and they took accounts being blown, but I actually cashed out in profit. So I consider that a win. But yeah, that's blowing my mind right now that I just saw that harmonic pattern right now, looking at it. And so with that being said, now on EU, I wanted to come up higher and hit my level. Oh, did the news hit? Oh, no, it didn't, but we got a pretty nice size counter right there on the 15-minute. Nope, it hadn't hit yet. We still got some more time for it hit. But anyway, so like I was about to say, with that being said, if I expect this harmonic pattern to play out now, again, this is the impulse up right here. We had this retracement pulled back, so this low right here will need to be broken by this price movement in order for me to look for any sales to try to ride it down to here if I was. But if prices does this, and then goes up here, I'm good. I'm still not taking no buys right here yet. That's just me, but yeah. Forgive me if I'm just rambling on, guys. I don't see any questions, so I'm just kind of going through my thought process in hopes of blessing somebody watching this stream, where they may hear an aha moment that they haven't heard before. Because I've been there, done that before as well. Ooh, speaking of that, let me see how much, what was the risk reward on this trade if I look at it that way, like I used to. That's a 10 pip stop loss with a TP1 would be a 1 1/4, 1 1.4 risk reward. TP2 if it hits it would be 2.27 risk reward if it comes all the way up here to TP3. I know it says TP1 over here. I didn't change the labels, but that'd be a 1 to 2.8 risk reward, which is not bad. That's great. Again, trading a large account, you're risking 1 or even 0.5%. That may be a $2,800 trade or $1,100 trade. Or if you're trading a small account, that might be a $100, $200 trade, $280 trade. Again, it's 3 times your risk. So if you risk 1%, you make 3%. How many people on this stream would be okay with making 3% on their investment accounts? Speaking of 3%, that's what they normally give us for a raise when it comes to working, right? Your performance increases, your merit increases, right? They give you a little raise Try to keep you around. Here's 3%. We had a great year. We had record profits. Here's 3%. Inflation was 6.5 or 6. What was inflation this year? Let me look that up. What was inflation this year? USA inflation rate for 2022. 6.5%. That's what it says right here on Google. According to two sources. CNBC and USinflationcalculator.com. So on average, that was the amount of inflation. Some items may have been double that. Some may have been no inflation. But we all know if you went to the grocery store lately or filled up at the gas pump, that inflation is real. But with this skill set, again, not selling nothing, you can make 3% right there on that one trade. Do that a couple of times a week, a couple of times a month, a couple of times a quarter, a couple of times a year, consistently, keyword, with proper risk, not trying to YOLO it all on one trade. Oh, we got some action. What's this here? Headlines for Euro USD. Dollar a bit weaker ahead of the Fed decision. Remember? Euro could rise further if Fed fails to lift the market's rate bets. Okay. I don't trade fundamentals, but if you do, that's pretty cool. They have the little news badges right here on the trading chart in TradingView. Hold on. My bad, Horace FX. I'm just seeing your comments. He says, man, I'm still waiting for my confirmation entry. Never know what price could do. That is true. You never know. You just look for your set of entry confirmations and you take the trade based off of that. That is already looking like my Wyckoff confirmation entry. I'm assuming he's talking about the entry that I have on the screen at the bottom of this harmonic. Horace FX said liquidity, but you was trying to say harmonic. Okay, that's cool, brother. Still running liquidity into the supply and demand zone. Exactly, man. Again, same outcome, same focus, just a different lens, different set of lenses, different set of goggles, different perspective, whatever word you want to use. That's why I say, you know, I never knock any particular strategy, whatever, because any strat, they all could work over time if done correctly. Problem is we don't stick with nothing long enough or diligently enough as far as the process is, right, of waiting for the setup to get down here or waiting for this or that. We'll take extra stuff. Oh, well, it got to come down there, so I'm gonna short the market from where it's at now down to my entry at D, and then that don't work out for you. Or it does. That's the scary part, because if it does work out, you may start doing it more without doing that back work of back testing and then really vetting it, and it ends up costing you a lot of your profits that you do get when it does follow your overall trade strategy. So over trading is a big thing, man. Just, you know, again, yeah, whatever. They're gonna tell you got to get up every day and you got to come to the market every day and all that, but they got to include that little footnote that you may not get a trade that day. Yeah, it's okay to come up to the market every day and be in the charts and watching or whatever, but don't sit there with bated breath thinking I'm gonna get a trade every day, because you may not. Like right now I'm talking to you, been on the phone, been on here with you for what, over an hour? I don't know how long exactly. I haven't taken any trades. Could I have? Maybe you saw something that you would have got in for a trade for. That's cool. Do you? Me, I'm waiting for one specific setup to happen, and that's when I'm gonna take my shot. But I'm patiently waiting for my prey to get inside of my scope. My scope is not right here where it's at right now. Oh, don't forget, guys, if you're new to the stream, I'm testing out this new process. Drop your comments below so I can see your comments as far as any questions that you have about trading or processes or anything like that. Seems like the live stream is holding up pretty well. I haven't had any complaints about the quality dropping or any stuttering or lagging, which is great. Probably gonna try to do this 2 or 3 times a week. Maybe like on Saturday or Sunday while I'm doing kind of like my market review. It's pretty boring though, because I just look at a handful of pairs and look for the exact same strategy in those pairs, and if I see it, I mark up the areas I'm looking for, set up my alerts, and I close my charts and I wait for my alerts to go off, or I wait for the day that I'm getting up to trade, and if it's in that area, I take a trade. If it's not, then I just do what I'm doing now. Sit here and look at the charts, talking to somebody, or watching videos on YouTube or whatever during my shift, quote unquote, right? I do like to have shifts, when it comes to showing up to the market and kind of watching it and learning how it operates, see how things affect like this news and stuff like that, But for the most part, I only trade when my alerts get hit and prices are in those areas. That's when I really watch the market, quote unquote. But until those alerts get hit, 9 times out of 10, I'm not in the market looking at no charts. Because what for? If it's not in the prime opportunities area for me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm tempting myself to do something that's gonna harm me by watching the market when it's not even anywhere that I consider to be a prime area to purchase. So why am I even wasting my time? Again, that's based off of my trading style and what I look for. Now, if your trading style requires you to be here at a certain time or a certain day, then do what works for you. But I've always been the one that I like trading on my own time, quote unquote, right? And so like with what you have on the screen, if I was trading this deal, I'm not doing nothing to take any trade until it come down to this area or it break out and do something different, and I have to scratch this particular setup and do something else. And so with that being said, if I was still trading my old harmonics, as long as this particular high right here is not broken with a closed candle above it, it could wick above it and then come right back down. But as long as the candle don't close above that high, then as far as I'm concerned, this area is still valid for me. So all the time it's gonna spend playing in between here, I can't do nothing with it until it get down there. Matter of fact, I'm over here talking to y'all and I just realized it. I don't have no alert, so let me go ahead and set my alert real quick. Once per bar, I'm gonna put EU near by 50-minute buy entry. I gotta be specific because sometimes I'll be like, okay, why is price at this level? Why did I set an alert for a price at this level for EU? And I'm not doing something, not even knowing it. But see, by having my markup, which I need to save, yeah, ignore this, right? This says ICT sniper, okay? For the trolls that's looking at that. I was beginning to study ICT. Too damn much for me. Dude got like 400 videos. Yeah, way too many things. I'm not trying to go back through college to learn how to trade ICT sniper strategy. And maybe it don't take that much, I don't know, but that's what I felt when I saw the content and I listened to some of the handful of videos I did watch. So needless to say, I X'd that really quickly, as I just told y'all at the beginning. So, but when I started this chart that I'm using, that's what I was observing or looking into. So that's why it says ICT sniper, but that's, I don't even know nothing. I don't do anything quote unquote ICT. Nothing against ICT. Whatever works for you, do you. Just, again, if there was going to be any questions come up about that, I don't trade that, no. And if you say that it's not that technical and it's not that quote unquote difficult, then good for you. But for this gentleman here, it is for me. So I'll real quickly give something to the X and say, okay, I'm not doing that just because it's too much in my opinion. Like the matter of fact, Mr. Horace FX said in the strat in the thing, he's looking for a Wyckoff confirmation entry. Cool. I'm not looking for a Wyckoff confirmation entry. I'm looking for signs of price moving in the direction I want after some type of fake out, I guess you would say. And that could be the same thing as what Wyckoff is, but for me, Wyckoff is you got to know 5, 6, 7 different pieces of that structure. I'm not going through it. I'm not going to do all that. No. I'm gonna look for a false support to be created, and then for it to be violated, and then I'm looking for my buy, or on the vice versa. I'm looking for a false resistance to be violated before I look for my sell if I'm selling the top of the market or not, you know. So, but nothing against Wyckoff. You do you. I'm just not. Yeah, Wyckoff. If you really understand the whole schematic thing, there's a whole lot of if this, then that's like 5, 6 different variations of it. Like that meme says, ain't nobody got time for that. That's my thought process when I see it. And again, could it increase my accuracy? Maybe. But right now, in my funded account, my percentage win rate is like 77% or something like that. That's pretty damn good, in my opinion. If it ain't to you, then hey, whatever. That ain't important to me as far as what you think. But for me, hey, I'm good. Yeah, 73.68% is my win rate. So, and that's not like 2 or 3 trades for the trolls that's thinking that. Yeah. And even if it is, oh well. So it's still. They just showed discipline, right? I didn't take 50 different trades just because I thought I was gonna do this or I thought I was gonna do that. I wait for my setup. If I get it, I take it. If I don't, I don't. So I got Horace FX says that, man, that's crazy. Harmonics is nothing but liquidity runs. Well, to me anyways. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but you know, it said that harmonics are an algorithmic thing in the market where those levels are, you know, marked out by some iRobot out there or whatever. I don't know. Don't give me a line. But I love them though, because they make sense to me. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. You got a roadmap for the market. And it can be again, but you know, yeah, whatever. Oh dang, Horace FX says I wasted time with ICT. I will though some shade. Oh, throw some shade. You silly man. I'm not at the dude. He is a fraud. Okay, well, not me that's saying that, y'all. I'm reading Horace FX's comments. Yeah, there are like 10 Wyckoff schematics. See, no, I ain't got time. No. You enjoy that, Mr. Horace, though. But yeah, 10. Oh crap, my head hurts just thinking about that. All right, y'all. So we keep it up on 12:45. The news already happened, but look at that, y'all. I don't see nothing popping off in the market. Am I? Yeah. Oh nope. We got another 15 minutes technically before it hits. It hits at 1 o'clock. My time, which is Central Time. Oh, that's economic. Yeah, it hits at 1 o'clock. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't have a lot of action going on in the comments besides Mr. Horace FX, which I appreciate. And again, I can't see how many people on the stream on this OBS setup. Maybe it's just my ignorance. But looking at my YouTube app, it says that there are 2 people watching. Thank you, 2 wonderful individuals for watching. But I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to sign off, y'all. Anybody that's watching this later on, if you are making comments and everything like that, I will be answering the comments in my chats or whatever. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, my plan is to do this more regularly, so make sure you got your bell notification turned on, and make sure you're a subscriber as well too if you're interested in cutting it up with me. But y'all have a great day. Be blessed. I'm heading out for lunch. Peace.